Hi, welcome to Indie Insights. I'm your host, Dirk Norris, president of the New Mexico Film Foundation. And Lauren and Alex are off getting juju beans or something, I think. So we're going to take a break, and we're talking with actor, writer, and new director, Lauren Myers. Thanks for being here, Lauren.
Thanks for having me.
So we're showing older films, and you in particular are kind of fond of the horror genre. What is it about horror that attracts you in your writing? Mm-hmm. What attracts you about that?
I am someone who, as an actor initially, I'm really attracted to things that don't have to be beautiful. I'm attracted to the ugly and the dirty and the gritty, and horror is such a wonderful genre to explore that with. And it's a genre that I think speaks to the inner secrets that we all have that allows us to kind of dabble in that a little bit, which is fun.
So if people are watching films that you've written, they have an insight into your psyche? Is that what we're...
A little bit, perhaps, yes. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Are there any particular horror films, older films that have influenced you? Are there horror directors that kind of get it going for you?
Oh, wow. I'm trying to think. I think he's not older, but like Darren Aronofsky. He does more like the thrillers, I think. But he's someone that I've definitely always just like been struck by his work. I think David Fincher as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, once again, not older.
Right. But influences, nonetheless.
Definitely.
One of the things that has happened over the years is in horror, it's gotten more graphic. In the older movie, Hitchcock was a master at suggestion of horror and let your mind fill in the rest. And now we've got chainsaws cutting off body parts and blood going everywhere. And do you have a preference for one or the other, and why?
I personally like anything that's going to keep the audience just like engaged and on the edge of their seat. And I have found that the less you show and the more you imply, that the more that you've got your audience with you waiting for that bomb to go off, waiting for the blood to splatter, compared to seeing it all the time.
Yeah.
Not that I don't mind it, but...
Well, I think there's been more than one occasion where you've kind of been bathed in blood.
Yeah, that's happened.
It's just a cleanup process that gets to be a drag.
It's fun.
Yeah. So acting, writing, and now you just did your directorial debut with a 48-hour film project, Imagining Vera.
Yes.
So how was that experience for you?
Wonderful. It was, I went in as a producer as well, just wanting to learn, and I learned that assembling your team is half the battle, and I assembled wonderful actors and cinematographer and editors and production designers and sound designers, and it was just lovely to make a film in a really, really short amount of time.
It's a huge challenge because you have to do everything. You have to write it, you have to shoot it, you have to edit it, and you have to turn it in that 48 hours.
Yeah.
So what's the advantage? What do you get out of doing something in that compressed time frame?
You get a film. First of all, I mean, as an actor.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I've worked on a lot of projects that just end up on someone's hard drive, and I'm like, can I have my phone, please?
Yeah.
And the learning experience of it. And, as someone who only directed theater, never directed film, I learned so much. And I got to work with a fabulous co-producer and writer, and watching her whip out this amazing script in like 2 hours, and being able to establish this like creative dialogue in a short amount of time. It's like, what can you do thinking on your feet? And it was awesome.
Right. So a lot of independent filmmakers have slash titles, writer slash producer slash, whereas these older studio films, you were a director, that's what you did, and never the twain shall meet. Do you have a preference? Do you prefer in front of the camera, behind the camera? Paper in hand?
I think I'm an actor first and foremost, but I think I'm a better actor because of the work I've done as a producer and a director and a writer. And I love making art, making film, making theater, and I think that anything that's going to challenge me is only going to make the work in all 4 of those roles better.
Terrific. Really appreciate you being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck to everything you do in the future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Indie Insights. I'm your host, Dirk Norris, and we're going right back to the film. Thanks for watching.
Cosmopolitan train with people of all nations. I've just seen at least 1 million Mexicans in the corridor. Well, I thought I'd look in to tell you to think over what Dr. Hart said. If you feel like changing your mind, I'll be hanging around.
It's all a mystery.
You're right. Miss Froy is on this train. I've just seen the packet of tea that you were talking about. They chucked it out with the rubbish.
Trifle late, aren't you? She may be dead by now.
Dead or... Of course, for chivalry, give me an English summer. I remember once spending a bank holiday at Brighton. Well, we're going to search this train. There's something definitely queer in here. Looks like supply service for drunk murderers.
Sir.
All right, Miss Froy, it's only us.
Hurry up.
Well, perhaps it's Miss Froy bewitched. You never know. Well, anyway, I refuse to be discouraged. Faint heart never found old lady. Wait. By the way, do you know anything about her?
No. Only that she was a governess going back home. What is this thing?
Can't imagine. Anyway, there might be something down here.
Oh! What on earth?
Our Italian friend. I've got it. Wait a minute. There you are, the great doctor. So, let's see what's inside. His visiting card. Look.
What's it say?
The great Doppo, magician, illusionist, mind reader, will visit all the principal towns and cities, see his fascinating act, The Vanishing Lady.
Vanishing lady?
Perhaps that's the explanation.
What?
Or maybe he's practicing on Miss Froy.
Well, perhaps it's a publicity stunt.
No, I don't think so. That wouldn't account for the Baroness, Madame Kummer.
Well, what's your theory?
Oh, I don't know. My theory? I'll tell you.
Oh, dear. I can't get this one. That one. Where are you?
In here, with a strong smell of camphor balls.
I can't see you.
I'm about somewhere. Here I am. Where are you?
I don't know.
Ah, this is what comes of not saying abracadabra.
Oh! Oh!
Are you hurt?
Ouch!
Come on, how's it been, Oscar?
Not much.
Come and sit down over here.
What is that thing?
Well, in magic circles, we call it a disappearing cabbage. Get inside and vanish.
So I noticed. You were about to tell me of your theory.
Oh, my theory. Well, my theory, my dear Watson, is that we are in very deep waters indeed. Oh, thank you very much. Let us marshal our facts over a pipeful of Baker Street shag. In the first place, a little old lady disappears. Everyone that saw her promptly insists that she was never there at all. Right?
Right.
We know that she was. Therefore, they did see her. Therefore, they are deliberately lying. Why?
I don't know. I'm only Watson.
Well, don't bury yourself in the butt. I'll tell you why. Because they daren't face an inquiry, because Miss Froy is probably still somewhere on this train.
I told you that hours ago.
Oh, yes, so you did. For that, my dear Watson, you shall have a Trichinopoly cigar.
Oh, thank you.
Now, there's only one thing left to do, you know. Search the train in disguise.
As what?
Well, old English gentleman.
They'd see through you.
Perhaps you're right. Aha. Will Hay, for instance. Now, boys, which of you has stolen Miss Froy? Own up, own up.
Those glasses. Give them to me.
Why?
They're Miss Froy's.
You sure?
Yes, they're exactly the same. Gold ring. Where did you find them?
Well, down here on the floor. The grass is broken.
Well, probably in a struggle.
I think that's it. Pick up the glass. Do you realize that this is our first piece of really tangible proof? That's a lot.
Will you please give me those spectacles? They belong to me. My spectacles, please.
Yours? Are you sure?
Date mi questi occhiali.
Ah, naughty, naughty. You know, that's a very large nose for a very small pair of spectacles. And that's the game, is it? Let's see about that. Those are Miss Froy's glasses, and you know it. And you've been in here, and you know that, too. Don't stand hopping about there like a referee. Cooperate. Kick him. See if he's got a false bottom. I'll get him up. Come on. Ow! That doesn't help. Quick, pull his ears back. Give him a twist. Yeah. That's it. All right, brother. Fine teamwork, you see. He's got a knife. Quick, get a hold of it before he cuts a slice off me.
I can't reach it.
Will you? Well done. That's... We know how that thing works. Come out of there. Well, is he out, Joseph? Well, we've got to hide him somewhere. What's in here?
Hurry up quick before he comes to.
It's empty. Bring him along. Oh.
What's the matter?
Garlic. I'll be all right in a minute. Here, hold on to this.
Oh, yes.
Let's tie him up. Ah, well, we're getting somewhere at last. We definitely know that Miss Froy was on this train, and we know that our friend in here had something to do with it. That ought to keep him quiet until we find her. Ah, hard work, but worth it. Now, let's have the evidence.
Evidence?
Yes, glasses.
You've got them.
Oh, I haven't got them.
Oh,
He's got them. Oh, he's well.
he isn't there.
Well... Snookered, it's a false bottom. That little twister, he's a contortionist.
Gone all right.
Yes, to find the others and make more trouble. We're in a nasty jam, my dear. We can't fight the whole train. We need allies.
Yes, but who can we trust?
Well, that's the snag.
There's that Dr. Hart's person.
Yes, you're right. He might help. Come along. Let's tell him the symptoms.
All right. Oh, wait a minute.
This is the one. He's not there. I've just had a particularly idiotic idea.
I can't believe that.
Well, suppose that patient in there is Miss Froy.
Yes, but it didn't come on the train till after Miss Froy disappeared.
Yes, that's why it's an idiotic idea. Come on, let's find the doctor.
No, wait a minute.
What is it?
Did you notice anything wrong about that nun?
No.
I don't think she's a nun at all. They don't wear high heels.
Yes, you're right. Listen, did you see Madame Kummer get on the train?
No.
Well, supposing they decoyed Miss Froy into the luggage van and hid her there. The first stop, patient comes aboard, head injury, all wrapped up. Patient is Madame Kummer. Madame Kummer becomes Miss Froy. Miss Froy becomes that.
Yes, but why should they go to all this trouble to kidnap a harmless little governess?
It isn't a governess at all. Perhaps it's some political thing, you know? Let's investigate. Parlez-vous français? Sprechen Sie Deutsch, Jacques Dabandrikan? Oh, well, you just have to put up with it in English. Can we take a look at your patient, please? Thank you. Keep an eye on the nun.
What are you doing here? Why are you in here? This is the most serious accident case. You have no business to be here at all, neither of you.
Dr. Hartz, we want you to undo those bandages and let us take a look at your patient's face.
Are you out of your senses? There is no face there. Nothing but lumps of raw flesh. Already the case has lost so much blood, nothing but a transfusion can save him. What do you want me to do? Murder my patient?
I'm quite sure that this is your patient.
We believe it's Miss Froy.
Miss Froy? You can't be serious. Whatever put such ideas into your heads? I understand she's deaf and dumb.
But she may lip read.
Oh, that's possible. Well, in that case, perhaps you'll join me in the dining car. I'll be with you in a moment. I want to be certain my patient hasn't been disturbed. Cadrescam Barango, Sarcato Drang.
How the devil do I know how they cottoned on? Somebody must have tipped them off. You never said the old girl was English.
What difference does that make? In a few moments, I shall order 3 drinks in the dining car. Mine will be chartreuse. Now, one of the stewards is working for us. Now, listen carefully.
There's that girl again. Seems to have recovered. Lucky it blew over.
And now, perhaps you'll tell me what's all about.
Now, listen, Doctor. Have you ever actually seen your patient?
No, I merely received the message to pick the case up and operate at Morton.
How do you know that it's not Miss Froy?
We believe there's been a substitution, Doctor.
You really mean to say that you think that someone has... I want a green chartreuse. Won't you join me?
Oh, thanks. I'd like a large brandy.
And you?
I don't want anything.
Oh, come on, do you?
No, really, I don't.
You're very tired. It'll pick you up.
All right, then, just a small one.
2 brandies and a chartreuse.
Tell me, do you know anything about the nun who's looking after your patient?
None? No, only that she's from a convent close to where the accident occurred.
Don't you think it's rather peculiar that she's wearing high-heeled shoes?
Oh, is she? Well, that is rather curious, isn't it?
It's a conspiracy, that's all it can be. All these people on the train say they haven't seen Miss Froy, but they have. We know that because just now in the luggage van...
She's off again. Hope she doesn't create another scene. But the lid are getting back in time if she did.
And then this fellow from the carriage, Dopper's his name, he came along and grabbed the glasses.
Yeah, we went for him and had a bit of a fight.
Oh, a fight?
We knocked him out.
Oh. He seemed to have made a speedy recovery.
Yes, all that's just bluff.
Here.
Grazie.
Oh, but how could he be involved in a conspiracy? Look at him, the poor fellow. He's just a harmless traveler.
He's also a music hall artist making a tour of Bandrika.
Well?
Well, the Baroness, his husband, is Minister of Propaganda. One word from her, and his tour will be cancelled.
Oh, I see.
As for the stewards, if they don't know what they're told, they've got a nice, cozy brick wall to lean up against.
But tell me about the 2 English travelers. They also denied seeing her.
Yes, just British diplomacy, Doctor. Never climb a fence if you can sit on it. It's an old Foreign Office proverb.
What I cannot understand is why should anyone want to dispose of the old lady?
Yes, well, that's just what stumps us, but all we know is that she was here on this train, and now she's... gone.
Well, if you're right, it means the whole train is against us.
Well, what are we going to do?
Well, In view of what you just told me, I shall risk examining the patient.
Come on,
Wait a minute, now, one moment. We mustn't act suspiciously. Behave as if nothing had happened. Drink, that'll steady your nerve. To our health. And may our enemies, if they exist, be unconscious of our purpose. Let's go. We must hurry now.
Come on, drink up.
Wait in here.
Go on.
Anything wrong?
Nothing, except they noticed you were wearing high heels. However, it makes no difference. We shall reach Morskin in 3 minutes. Quite an eventful journey.
Well?
Yes, the patient is Miss Froy. She will be taken off the train at Morskin in about 3 minutes. She will be removed to the hospital there and operated on. Unfortunately, the operation will not be successful. Oh, I should perhaps have explained. The operation will be performed by me. You see, I am in this conspiracy, as you term it. You are a very alert young couple, but it's quite useless for you to think, as you are undoubtedly doing, of a way out of your dilemma. The drinks you had just now, I regret to say, contained a quantity of hydrocin. For your benefit, hydrocin is a very little-known drug which has the effect in a small quantity of paralyzing the brain and rendering the victim unconscious for a considerable period. In a slightly larger quantity, of course, it induces madness. However, you have my word, the dose was a normal one. In a very few moments now, you will join your young friend. Need I say how sorry I am having to take such a, how shall I say, melodramatic course? But your persistent meddling made it necessary.
You all right? You must have fainted.
Did I?
Listen, there's a woman next door going to be murdered, and we've got to get moving before this stuff takes effect.
I did read once that if you keep on the go, you can stay awake.
Right. Come on, let's get going. It's locked. We can't go that way. We'll be spotted.
You can't do that!
Don't worry, it's early next door. You carry on keeping fit. Touch your toes, stand on your head, do anything. Only, whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Go on. You needn't be afraid. It is Miss Froy. It's all right. You haven't been drugged. He told me to put something in your drink, but I didn't do it.
Who the devil are you? He said you were deaf and dumb.
Oh, never mind about that now. If you want to save her, you've got to hurry. Marks will be back in a minute. What's going to happen then?
We can hold them off till we get past Morskin. Frontier's a few miles beyond the station.
Come on, there's still time.
Accada chiove se finito.
500 solamente? Dopo tutto quello che ho fatto? Cosa poi? Di questo orecchio morsicato da quella ragazza?
Magazzaga.
That's Morskin. You finished? Come on, Miss Roy.
Run it out, kid. You're not drugged. I'll explain later. Abracadabra.
Miss Fry! Oh, I can't believe it.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you very much.
Careful.
Ready?
Yes.
Prego. Sì, l'avevo bravo, il filo uscito.
You all right, Miss Roy?
Yes, thank you. It's rather like the rush hour on the underground.
Which local film has the tagline, "This is not a love story"? The Faithful and the Foul, The Princess and the Musician, Dead Billy, or Hook?